eBay doesn't like resellers like you and me. It prefers private sellers over us. Controversial subject, controversial statement, but I will try to explain why I think so and why I understand eBay motives. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Polish Pete, eBay reseller based in UK. I buy cheap ladies clothing in bulk and I sell them individually on eBay for profit. I'm also an unpaid carer for an elderly and disabled person who lives abroad. Today I would like to make a hypothesis that eBay hates resellers, or at least doesn't like them. Well, at least some of them. For sure, it values private sellers, casual sellers, way much more than resellers and business sellers. And I'll try to prove my point, and I try to understand why it's a thing and what can we do to convince eBay to like us too. But before we start, if you're interested in reselling on eBay, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. It doesn't cost a thing and it's the best way to support me and this channel. I'm not charging anybody for what I do here. I believe knowledge and education should be free. So subscribing to the channel is the only thing that I ask you for. Also, if you will find this video interesting, don't forget to click that like button. Thank you in advance. So a little disclaimer for the start. What I'm going to say here is only my opinion. There is no hard evidence or anything like that. eBay never had and never will go out there and say, oh, we don't like this kind of sellers. Obviously, that would be PR nightmare. And yeah, but we can see what eBay does and we can draw conclusion out of those actions. Anyway, like I've said, it's only my opinion. I may be wrong. You may have another opinion. And yeah, we are here to discuss things. First of all, and I say it for years on this channel, we need to understand what's the ultimate goal for eBay is. And it is to earn money for the shareholders. And it's funny when I see all those people calling eBay Feebay, and yet in the same sentence they are saying that eBay is not free market anymore. So making money, making more profit for the shareholders is a fundamental thing on a free market. And I really don't understand the outrage, because it's clear contradiction here. People say that eBay ramp up fees, that eBay shadow bans them, that eBay hide their listings, they promote other sellers over them, fees are going only up and something like that, and at the same time claiming that it's not free market anymore, without understanding that actually it is actually free market that allows and actually pushes eBay to do what they do, because they want to earn more money for the shareholders, and giving the same chance and the same opportunity for every every seller on the platform is not free market. That's communism, or it's close to communism, where everybody is equal. Okay? So there is definitely a vocal group of resellers who don't like eBay for what it does. And in this video, I would like to try to dissect why eBay does what it does. Because it doesn't do it out of spite. It's not broken. It will not collapse next Wednesday. They do it for a reason. In my opinion, eBay prefers private sellers over business sellers, and resellers especially. And it may be controversial opinion. I know, I am aware of that. And if you are a private seller and you want to tell me that eBay doesn't like you too, well, I have to disagree. And if you want to tell me that eBay buries your listings below listings of business sellers only because you are private seller, I have to disagree as well, because your listings are not getting buried because eBay prefers business sellers. Your listings are getting buried because you don't understand the algorithm. Private sellers get 300 free listings every month for free without paying anything, without paying subscription fee at all. On top of that, when private seller renew when the listing renews automatically, they are not charged insertion fees. They are not that free listing allocation is not being used. So if you don't end and sell similar, every month you can put 300 items on your eBay. 300, 300, 300, 300. After 6 months, you can have 1,500 listings for free on eBay. I would have to pay £500 for that in subscription fee. And then there is no final value fee. And if you want to tell me that there is a buyer insurance fee, well, it's the same on Vinted, and everybody and his brother is saying that there is no fees on Vinted. So if there is no fees on Vinted, there is no fees on eBay as well for private sellers. I have to pay like 12% plus VAT on everything that I sell, and on postage as well. And then there is 30p plus VAT flat fee, then there is regulatory operating fee, and there is subscription fee. And I have to accept returns by law. I can't say I don't accept returns. So considering the shop subscription, the lowest of the lowest promoted listings, final value fee, and VAT on top of everything, you can easily end up paying like 20-25% fees on all your eBay sales as a business seller. 20-25%. A quarter of my money goes to eBay. And at the end of the year, it's a lot of money. Money that I have to earn by selling my items. Every single month, I have to sell 60 items, roughly, just to cover my fees. The profit out of those 60 items has to go to eBay to cover my fees. 60 items. 1 week and a bit, say 10 days, I literally sell items just to cover eBay fees. And all I get from that as a business seller are coupons and markdown sales. There is literally nothing else. There is literally nothing else that the business seller have that the private seller doesn't have. And if you want to say that eBay prefers business sellers in search results, show me the evidence. There is absolutely no evidence that I have ever seen that business sellers' items are higher in search just because they are business seller items. Now, I want to take you back in time a bit. Do you remember the time when PayPal was a thing? People were selling stuff and the money went to their PayPal account and stayed there, and you had to request the payout to actually get the money to your bank. Then eBay has figured out those managed payments, trying to get rid of PayPal and get that money that PayPal was charging, so eBay can charge it now. And again, they were doing that to earn more money for the shareholders. Fine. But there is one thing, in my opinion, that they didn't foresee. A lot of casual private sellers were selling their stuff, money was landing on the PayPal, and then instead of paying it out, those sellers were using that money to buy something on eBay. When the money lands in your bank account, it mixes with the money that is already there, and you don't see that money that you've earned out of selling your old stuff on eBay. Yeah? You just have that money, you pay for your groceries, you pay for your bills, you pay for your cost of living, and the money gets spent. When eBay finally realized that, they have introduced that new thing recently where the private sellers, when they sell something, money is sitting on eBay, in eBay's bank. and you have to again request the payout like you did on PayPal to get that money into your bank. And this is exactly how they are trying to replicate that PayPal thing. So people sell something, keep the money, and then use the money to buy something. This brings me to the first reason why eBay doesn't like resellers and business sellers in general. There is a fundamental difference between a reseller and a casual private seller. When we resellers, when we sell stuff, we take that money out almost immediately. Yeah? And we pay our bills with that money. We fund our lifestyle. We cover cost of living. When a casual seller sells something on eBay, in many cases, they go and spend that money back on eBay to buy something else. eBay wants them to keep the money in the eBay bank because they know those people sooner or later will use that money to buy something else. At least some of that money. By the way, Vinted does exactly the same thing. They know that when money is out of the system, it will never come back, or it will seldom come back. But when money is still in the system, it can be used again and again and again and again. So what's the difference? Okay, let's say you sell something for a tenner. eBay charges you final value fee, and you pay out whatever is left. And that's it. That's it for eBay. You've pulled the money out of the system, the money is gone, most likely it will never come back to the system because you've paid your rent with that money, or your council tax, or energy bill, or whatever else. Private sellers, on the other hand, they will sell something and use that money to buy something else, which means eBay will charge final value fee twice, or rather buyer protection fee. However you call it, it is still the same. It's money for eBay. In the ideal scenario for eBay, private seller will buy from the private seller, and then the other private seller will buy from private seller, and private seller from private seller, and they will keep the money on eBay, and the same £10 will be spent over and over and over and over again. And at the end of the day, eBay will end up charging 4, 5, 6, £7 for that same tenner, taking that money from that initial tenner, taking 4, 5, 6, 7 quid into eBay's pocket. Yeah, do you know what I mean? They want private sellers to sell because a significant part of them will use that money and spend it again on eBay. eBay makes profit when money changes hand, when money is spinning. Every time you buy something, eBay charges either final value fee or that buyer protection fee and earns money. And if eBay can force that tenner to go around 5 times instead of once, they can charge that money 5 times. Yeah, those fees 5 times. And when you pull the money out of the system, that's the end of the story. No more spinning, no more charging fees. And that's why eBay charges us the shop subscription fee and many other fees, because they want us to pay more, because they know that we will pull money out of the system. And I agree, shop subscription is literally free money for eBay, and we have to sell a certain amount of stock every month just to pay for shop subscription. And if you are in UK like me, then we are being robbed blindly, paying way more for way less than, for example, our American friends do. I mean for the shop subscription. Yeah, we pay way more, getting way less free listings. Second thing that I wanted to talk about, and I see it left, right, and center on YouTube when I watch reselling content, and it's charging top dollar. How many times have you heard that? I've done the comps, it looks like it sells for 20 quid, so I will put it at 25 and maybe then I will drop it down. Yeah? Does eBay like it? No, they hate it. They hate it. In theory, you are giving them more money in final value fees because you are selling for more. But you are creating a listing that is not attractive to the buyer, as attractive as it could be. Yeah? If buyer won't buy it, eBay will not earn anything out of final value fee. That is why nowadays eBay pushes accounts that sell fast. They want you to sell. They don't want you to list and to wait for eBay to find you a buyer who is gonna pay that top dollar, because finding buyer costs money. There is a limited number of impressions that eBay can generate every day. And they need to squeeze as much money out of those impressions as they can, because they have to earn money for the shareholders. Yeah? Just think about it. What would be better for eBay? Push 10,000 impressions on your listing and earn £1 out of it, or push 50,000 impressions on your listing and earn £2 out of it as a final value fee? For eBay, it would be rather better to sell 2, 3, 4 items with 10,000 impressions each than one 50,000 impressions item that will give them £2 instead of 1 in final value fees. They don't want you to charge top dollars so you can pay top fees. They don't want you to do that. They want you to sell quickly and move on to the next item. They will earn more money out of fees on buyer who buys 2 items for a tenner each than the same buyer buying 1 item for £20. That's how the fees are structured on eBay. They want you to sell quickly, even if it means selling it cheaper. If it's beneficial for you, it doesn't have to be, but that's what eBay wants. Yeah? That's why eBay nowadays prefers accounts that sell and sell fast, not the accounts that list items high and wait for the one correct buyer who will see it and buy it. It's not a thing anymore. It could have been like that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Yes, I agree, but it's not a thing anymore. And either you understand it and adapt, or you will go and complain that you got no sales. Next thing that comes out of the previous one is listing like a lunatic, following the statement that everything sells on eBay eventually. eBay doesn't like it anymore. How do I know? Because they have introduced all those changes in the algorithm to combat that shit. Before the changes in 2023, when you have ended and sold similar your listing, eBay was pushing it for 14 days. Now it's 48 hours. Why? Because there is not enough impressions in the system to push all those listings for that long. There is too many items being listed. There is too many items being ended and sold similar to push them all for 14 days. So they had to cut that time. Honestly, I'm waiting for all those AI listers to crash. And they will sooner or later. All you need is too many listings in your shop in comparison to your sales, and you're done. eBay diabetes will get you. Proper attractive listings are being lost in the sea of everything sells on eBay eventually. My job is to list, eBay's job is to sell it. We have created the problem, we, resellers and dropshippers, by answering every single issue that we had for years in the last decade. Every single issue the answer was just keep listing, just keep listing, just keep listing, just list more. We, resellers and dropshippers and other business sellers, we have flooded eBay with shit. Stuff that doesn't sell. And eBay does not like it, and eBay will address it. Heck, eBay has already addressed it in spring and summer 2023. And it will carry on addressing it. More and more and more listings will be disregarded by search engine. More and more and more accounts that don't sell enough to justify the vast number of items that they have listed, they will be disregarded. They will crash and burn. I've got nothing against that AI tool, that AI listers. The only problem that I have with them is that it will accelerate the problem. It will accelerate too many listings problem. It will accelerate everything sells on eBay eventually problem. When people will start to list 1,000 items a day. This problem will not go away. It will get worse. More and more and more accounts will be just disregarded by eBay. They will not get any valued traffic. They will get all the shitty traffic on earth. eBay will act on this one. Trust me, eBay will not allow people to flood eBay with even more shitty listings. I mean, people say eBay is hiding my listings, eBay is shadow banning me, and all that stuff. Why? Why? Because your account as a whole does not guarantee enough traffic conversion. So it's more beneficial for eBay to disregard your listings blindly, flatly, and give that traffic to someone else. Why? Because their listings guarantee sales. Because you've got 10,000 listings on your eBay account and half of them has 0 views in last 30 days because people just don't want to buy them. Millions of wasted impressions every single month to push listings that will never sell. That's why eBay will shadow ban you. That's why eBay will hide your listings, because you don't give them a guarantee that it will sell. Because your answer is all the time, just carry on listing. Just carry on listing and eventually it will be fine. No, it won't be fine, buddy. You will not cure obesity with eating more chocolate bars. Another problem with resellers is that attitude that eBay needs us because we list items and buyers can buy those items. Yeah, without us, there will be nothing to buy. Guys, there is 2.1 billion listings on eBay. They don't need, and indeed, they don't want any more listings. Unless you can list something that will sell next week without too many impressions being wasted on it. Those accounts will be rewarded with more traffic. Everyone else will crash and burn. If you sell, you will get more traffic. If you don't sell, you will crash and burn. You will be shadow banned. Guys, there is 18 million active sellers, and there is only between 2 and 4 million items selling every day. It means that there is enough buyers to give every seller one sale a week. One sale a week. There is too many sellers. There is not enough buyers. eBay doesn't need you as a seller. eBay needs you as a buyer. And on top of that, whatever you sell, you pull the money out of the system because you have to pay your bills. eBay doesn't need you at all. There is too many sellers. Buyers are kings and queens of eBay. today. Buyers who will also be a casual sellers on top of that. Buyers who will buy the dress on eBay. They will wear it for a party, for a wedding, for a funeral or whatever. And they will come home and they will sell it back again on eBay. They are kings and queens of eBay today, because they will generate two sets of fees instead of one. They are who eBay wants and needs, not you and me. We are pests. We are pests on the system. We are taking money out actively every week. If your attitude is, I will find an item that is hardly attractive and I will list it on eBay for a top dollar, and it's eBay job to find me a buyer because I'm paying my fees for it, then you are doomed, my friend. You are doomed. It's not going to work. Not anymore. It's not 2018. It's not 2019. It's not 2020. Stop complaining that eBay is broken. eBay has changed and you have to adjust to stay relevant. Think what I've just said. If you sell items on eBay and eBay is flooded with that kind of items, yeah? Say you make a query and there is 10,000 items, 10,000 search results for this kind of item. What do you expect? Do you really expect that eBay will give everybody an equal chance to sell the item? How? There is not enough search queries to do so. There is not enough search queries to give everybody an equal chance to sell the item. eBay has to somehow determine a bunch of listings, take them and throw them away to the bin. That's what eBay has to do, because there is too many listings and not enough buyers. And then they don't want to waste impressions on listings that have a very low chance to sell. If you feel that eBay hides your listing, shadow bans you, cap your sales or whatever, first thing you need to do is ask yourself why. And if your answer is eBay is broken, eBay is stupid, eBay is wrong, eBay is bad, you are not going to make it, pal. You are not going to make it, pal. Just look at me. I'm not listing for a year. I sell on highly saturated market, run-of-the-mill stuff, flipping Primark t-shirts I sell. And I'm still selling. Granted, I sell less than I would like to sell, but my sales didn't fall off the cliff. Why? Because algorithm thinks that my items have good chance to sell, better than the same items listed by someone else. eBay thinks that I'm a better seller than the next person. That's why I still get traffic after not listing for 12 months. This is what I pay attention to nowadays. This is what I do every morning for half an hour, making sure that algorithm still thinks that I'm a good seller, that algorithm thinks that I still deserve my traffic. And this is what you need to do. Or eBay will hide your listings. eBay will take your listings and dump them to the bin because you can't guarantee sales. eBay is not shadow banning you. You are doing it to yourself. I'm sick and tired of listening for last 2-3 years that eBay will collapse next Wednesday. It will not. You can set up 5,000 new platforms to compete with eBay. They won't even notice you. Unless you get 20, 30, 40, 50 million users. Then in eBay headquarters, there will be a guy who will say, look at this sod. Look at this poor sod. He has 50 million users and he thinks he can compete with us. Buddy, hold my beer, I'm gonna crush him in a matter of seconds. And that's what they do. They look, do you remember Gumtree? eBay bought Gumtree, run it down to the ground. I mean, it destroyed the platform and still sold it to someone else for more than they paid. If you think eBay is run by idiots, just tell me what kind of idiot is able to buy something, break it, and sell it for more. What kind of idiot can do it? Because I want to meet that idiot, I want him to teach me that. How to buy something, break it, and sell it for more. Okay, so what can we do for eBay to like us? Number one, make sure that you spend money on eBay. If I need something for myself, for my family, for my business, I go and buy it on eBay from my account. I just use private card to pay for it if it's a private purchase. That's it. Vacuum cleaner, bed mattress, laptop, parts for my washing machine, car parts, pair of jeans, whatever it is. eBay is the first place that I go. Why? To show eBay that I put money back to the system. Yeah? And on top of everything else, 99%, in 99% of cases, eBay is the cheapest anyway. Number two, there is nothing wrong with charging top dollar, but only when people are willing to pay for it. Nowadays, you are as good as your recent streak of sales. You need to sell stuff today to get traffic next month. And the only way to get your items to the top of search results is by selling. If you stop selling, it will only get worse. For me, I would rather take a bit less, but sell the item quickly. Because this sale can bring me more sales, because I'm selling my items go up in search results. And if I get onto a green wave, because of that one sale, I can end up with selling 10, 20, 30 items that are very similar to this one in next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. If you can source the same or very similar item literally next week, just flog it. Just flog it. Take the money, go sourcing, replace it with another one. There is no such thing as a bad profit. If the profit pays for the work that you've put to this item, just take it. Just take it. And when you got a sticky item, just get rid of it for whatever somebody offers you. Just push it out before it turns into an anchor that will drag down your entire shop. eBay doesn't care how many items you've got listed, how many items you list daily, how many items you've got in your, how many photos you've got in your listing, how good your title is. They don't care. They don't give a shit about your free returns, about your free postage, about your whatever, about your next day dispatch. They don't care. All that matters is a sale. And if you make a sale, eBay will reward you with more traffic. eBay will put your listing up in search results. And that will give you next sale. And then your items will go even higher, and that will give you even more sales, and then your items will go even higher, and that will give you more sales, and then your items will go even higher, and there will be way more of your items in that top search results, and then you will make more sales. You get the gist. You have to sell the item, then the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, and the next one. That is how it works. You stop selling, you're dead. Number 3, stop listing like a lunatic and concentrate on selling like lunatic. Where that shit comes from, where that shit comes from. That you need to list daily. Because somehow eBay wants you to. Who said that first? I want to go and slap that man in his face. And why people parrot it like there was nothing better to talk about. For flipping decade. All I see on eBay is you have to list daily. eBay doesn't give a monkey if you are active. For eBay, you may as well be dead as dodo, provided that your items are still selling and somebody is dispatching them. And you can carry on selling out of your grave, literally out of your grave. You can be dead for a year and you will carry on selling if somebody is dispatching items. Don't get me wrong, if you list daily, you will sell daily. But if you list 20 a day and you sell 3 a day, you are literally asking for trouble. And if you think the answer is, I will list 40, so I will sell 6, you will make the problem even worse. Guys, when you get out of your house and you start throwing stones into the air, yeah, sooner or later you will hit a bird. But what is the point of throwing 1,000 stones in the air to hit one bird? Surely the saying goes to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, not to kill 1 bird with 1,000 stones. You will do better working on a way to sell 2 items to the same buyer. Just tell them that you combine postage and it will happen. All you need to do is encourage them to do so. Give the discount for multiple purchases. Buy one, get one 20% off or whatever. But buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 5, get 2 free, or whatever you can do, whatever you want to do. Why won't you go and provide positive buyer experience? Why won't you go and provide exceptional customer service? This will give you return buyers. This will give you a buyers who will come to your store and buy 5, 6, 7, 10 items in a span of next 3 years. Why won't you do something to get yourself on a green wave and sell 20 items just because you've sold that one yesterday? Come on, it's so easy. Stop stressing yourself. Oh, I have to list 20 today. Oh, I have to list 20 tomorrow. I have to have a draft bank because when I get sick, I still need to list 20. No, you don't need to list 20. You don't need to list 5. You don't need to list 10. You don't need to list 100 a day. In fact, you don't need to list anything for 12 months. There is, come on. There is not a single school, business school on this planet where they will teach you that you will make more profit by expanding your inventory. Not a single one. On the contrary, all of them will tell you that you have to find the way to earn more money while shrinking your inventory. Ideally, you should sell so much that you are unable to keep up with replacing the stuff that you have sold. That's how you grow your business. Not by growing your fucking inventory and paying fortune for self-storage. Cost of living is still a thing. Cost of living crisis, it's still a thing. eBay pie is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because there is more sellers, there is more items, and buyers who have less money will buy less and less and less and less. Buyers don't buy enough to satisfy all the sellers. And at the same time, those buyers are trying to sell as well. If you are a person who has to choose between heating and eating, would you go and spend your money on eBay? Or rather, would you go to your loft and find the item that you didn't use for the last 2 years and you would try to sell it on eBay to get a $5 to buy yourself a chicken? If you have 7 pair of jeans, would you go on eBay and buy yourself an 8th one? Or would you rather sit down, have a look through those jeans and say, okay, I'm gonna sell those 3 pairs on eBay because I don't like them. Yeah, these are the ones that I like the less. Because I need to make a couple of quid to buy myself some food. eBay is not broken. Stuff is still selling on eBay. But people have to comprehend that you need to put way much more effort into eBay nowadays. Because there is so many more sellers and buyers have less money. It's not enough to list your item and wait for the sale. You need to outsmart all those other sellers because you are competing for the same buyer who has less money. And it's not 2018 anymore. It's not 2019, it's not 2020. eBay has changed and it's way, way, way more difficult. It's not eBay's fault that people have no money. It's not eBay's fault that your mortgage went up by 50% or your rent went up by 50%. eBay has not invaded Ukraine, doubling the energy prices. eBay didn't start the trade war. It's not eBay's fault that there is 2.1 billion listings. We listed them. It's our fault. We listed them. How blaming eBay will help you? Will eBay come to you and say, I'm sorry, buddy, you were right, we were shadow banning you and we will never do it again? Come on. Trust me. If you are not doing your job good enough, they don't want you on the platform. And they will push your listings down into the mud without thinking twice. And your listings will stay in that mud forever. eBay is not easy. It used to be, but it's not anymore. But selling on regular basis is possible for those who understand that they need knowledge to outsmart other sellers. I'm still selling on a highly saturated market without listing for a year. Nowadays, you need to be a teacher's pet. A teacher's pet, you need to sit in the front row. You need to raise your hand. You need to do your homework. You need to be nice and quiet. You need to learn what to do to give algorithm what it's looking for. And you will be selling. You need to give customers good care and they will come back. If eBay is broken, as people say it is, why the hell am I still selling? After 12 months of not listing, on a saturated market, without free postage, without free returns, without next day dispatch, why am I still selling? Why do I have 50, 100, 200 days without zero sales day? Why? If eBay is so broken, you can do it too. You just need to go and educate yourself and understand how the shit works. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, please don't forget to click that like button. If you wish to support the channel further, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. God bless you all and bye-bye.